Hey there, it's Andrew. Ever get curious about, the forces that shape the world and the ones whispered about in, hushed tones? Well, buckle up because today's deep dive plunges us into the captivating story of the Rothschilds, a family whose wealth and influence are like the stuff of legend. We'll uncover their journey from humble beginnings to a financial dynasty that touched every corner of the globe. Imagine starting with practically nothing and ended up managing the finances of Europe's elite. That's the story of Meyer Amschel Rothschild, the founder of this incredible family. He rose from poverty in Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto to become a key financier for Prince William himself. Now, Meyer's success wasn't just about luck, it was about strategy. He mastered the art of gold trading and employed tactics like front-running, a concept that's still relevant in today's financial markets. In essence, front-running involves gaining access to information about a large impending transaction, like a government's plan to buy a certain commodity, and using that knowledge to buy ahead of the price surge. While considered unethical and often illegal in modern markets, it illustrates how information can be a powerful tool in finance. Mayer's genius, however, extended beyond individual trades. He had a vision that went far beyond the confines of Frankfurt. He saw a Europe in the throes of the Industrial Revolution, with nations vying for power and wars erupting. And he knew that to truly capitalize on this changing landscape, he needed to expand his reach. This is where his 5 sons enter the picture. Mayer strategically sent them to establish banks in 5 key financial hubs across Europe: London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, and of course Frankfurt. They weren't just siblings competing against each other, they were a unified force focusing as a single powerful unit. Their networks spanned the continent, allowing them to share information, coordinate strategies, and essentially operate as a financial powerhouse long before the days of instant communication. Think about the implications of this. In a time when information traveled at the speed of horse-drawn carriages, the Rothschilds had created an intelligence network that rivaled even that of governments. Now, among the 5 brothers, Nathan, the son based in London, stands out as a particularly shrewd operator. He was a master of intelligence gathering, utilizing a network of couriers and carrier pigeons to stay ahead of the game. This brings us to the legendary story of the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. It was a pivotal moment in European history. Napoleon's empire hung in the balance, and all of Europe held its breath. But Nathan Rothschild, thanks to his sophisticated intelligence network, received news of Napoleon's defeat before anyone else, even the British government itself. What happened next cemented the Rothschilds' place in financial legend, but it also sparked debates about their methods. Nathan, seeing an opportunity, started selling British government bonds. This move, coupled with the lack of official news, led people to believe that Britain had lost the war. Panic ensued, the bond prices plummeted, and Nathan was able to buy back those same bonds at rock-bottom prices. When news of Britain's victory finally arrived, the bond prices soared, and Nathan Rothschild reaped an enormous profit. This episode, while showcasing the Rothschilds' financial acumen and mastery of information, also raises questions about the ethics of profiting from such a pivotal historical event. Was Nathan a brilliant strategist or a ruthless manipulator? It's a question that continued to be debated even today. The Rothschilds' influence, however, went far beyond stock market wins. They became key players in financing empires and shaping the course of industrial development. They backed railway lines, industrial projects, and even entire governments. In a time before institutions like the International Monetary Fund, they were the lenders of last resort, rescuing nations on the brink of collapse. In 1825, they even provided a crucial loan to the Bank of England itself, stabilizing the British economy during a time of crisis. Their investments were as diverse as they were far-reaching. They backed the construction of the Suez Canal, a pivotal trade route that revolutionized global commerce. They invested heavily in gold and silver mines, just as demand for these precious metals was skyrocketing during the Industrial Age. It's almost as if they possessed an uncanny ability to anticipate future trends and position themselves accordingly. Their story, however, isn't all triumphs and riches. The world wars brought devastating losses to the family, particularly their branches in continental Europe. And in the modern era, they've become increasingly private, operating with a level of secrecy that fuels both fascination and speculation. Their global footprint extends far beyond Europe, reaching into corners of the world that might surprise you. Now, when you think of the Rothschilds, you might not immediately picture India. But remember, this is a family that has always had a global outlook. Their investments have spanned continents and industries, always seeking out opportunities and anticipating future trends. So where do the Rothschilds fit into the Indian narrative? It's a story shrouded in a bit of mystery, fueled by speculation, and a few intriguing connections that hint at their enduring influence. Even in a country far from their traditional European strongholds, One of the most talked about instances is their alleged involvement in India's 3G spectrum auction back in 2010. This was a major event, a pivotal moment in India's technological advancement. And guess who was hired as an advisor for this auction? A company linked to the Rothschilds. Now, the details are a bit hazy, and it's important to note that there's no concrete evidence of any wrongdoing. But the very fact that a Rothschild-linked company was involved in such a significant event sparked a lot of debate and raised eyebrows. It fueled the perception of their enduring influence even in a country far from their traditional European strongholds. And then there's the curious case of demonetization in 2016. Remember that? When the Indian government suddenly decided to invalidate certain banknotes, it was a massive economic shakeup intended to curb black money and corruption. Well, during that time, a company called Vanke's India came under scrutiny from the Indian authorities. They were accused of transferring large sums of money potentially linked to the demonetization efforts. And guess what? This company was also said to have close ties to the Rothschilds. Now again, it's important to separate speculation from facts. The accusations against Vanke India hasn't been proven. But these connections, however tenuous, add another layer to the Rothschild narrative. They feed into the idea that this family operates behind the scenes, influencing events on a global scale. So what are we to make of all this? Are these just coincidences, or is there something more to the Rothschilds' presence in India? It's a question that has no easy answers. But one thing's for sure. The Rothschild story, with its blend of financial prowess, political connections, and an aura of secrecy, continues to capture our imaginations. Their legacy is a reminder that the world of finance is rarely straightforward. It's a world of intricate networks, hidden agendas, and the constant pursuit of power and influence. And as India continues its rise on the global stage, it wouldn't be surprising to see the Rothschilds' name pop up again, whether in whispers of backroom deals or in bold investments that shape the future. But we're not done yet. In our final act, we'll step back and examine the bigger picture. What can we learn from the Rothschilds' story? What does it tell us about the nature of wealth, power, and the forces that shape our world? Stay with us. Welcome back to the final chapter of our deep dive into the Rothschild dynasty. We've traveled from their humble beginnings to the heights of financial power, uncovering captivating tales of strategy, risk, and global influence. But as we conclude this journey, let's shift our focus from the what to the why. What lessons can we draw from the Rothschilds' remarkable story? What insights can they offer us about the intricate interplay of wealth, power, and the forces that shape our world? The Rothschilds' story is a testament to the enduring power of information. Their ascent from Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto to the apex of European finance wasn't solely a product of luck or circumstance. It was fueled by a relentless pursuit of knowledge and a mastery of information networks. Consider their strategic expansion across Europe. Each son, strategically positioned in a major financial hub, acted as a node in a vast intelligence network. This allowed them to anticipate market shifts, capitalize on emerging opportunities, and even influence the outcomes of wars. In today's digital age, where information flows at an unprecedented speed, this lesson remains strikingly relevant. The ability to gather, analyze, and act on information swiftly and decisively is a crucial determinant of success, not just in finance, but in virtually every field. The Rothschilds also understood the significance of long-term vision. They weren't merely chasing short-term gains. They were building a dynasty, a legacy that would endure for generations. Their investment in railroads, industrial infrastructure, and even government bonds weren't just about accumulating wealth. They were about shaping the future, about creating lasting value that would withstand the test of time. This long-term perspective is a valuable lesson for individuals and institutions alike, in a world often obsessed with instant gratification. The Rothschilds remind us that true success is often built over decades, not days. Finally, the Rothschild story offers a compelling case study on the complex relationship between wealth, power, and influence their financial success. Granted them access to the corridors of power, they rubbed shoulders with royalty-advised government and played pivotal roles in shaping global events. But their influence also attracted scrutiny and criticism. They were often viewed with suspicion, accused of manipulating markets, and even blamed for economic crises. Their story serves as a reminder that power, especially when concentrated, can be a double-edged sword, capable of both great good and great harm. So what is the ultimate legacy of the Rothschilds? Are they brilliant strategists who revolutionized finance, or ruthless manipulators who profited from global upheaval? The answer, as with most things in history, is complex and nuanced. Their story is a tapestry, woven with threads of innovation ambition, controversy, and resilience. It's a story that compels us to confront uncomfortable questions about the nature of wealth, the pursuit of power, and the responsibilities that accompany great influence. As we conclude this deep dive, I encourage you to reflect on the Rothschilds' impact. What aspects of their story resonate with you? What lessons can you apply to your own life or work? And if you enjoy this journey into the heart of financial history, be sure to like and subscribe to IllumeCast for more interesting knowledge.